Hi, I'm Neil Bornstein, sales engineer in the southeastern United States, and I'm going to be showing you a quick tour of SLES 12 SP2 high availability functions and Microsoft SQL Server running in a 2-node cluster. So we're going to log into our HA console, the Hawk 2 web console, on the cluster we just set up. And I'm going to give you a quick tour of some of the new functions here. First of all, the status is going to show you what's running in our cluster. We see we have a virtual IP address, shared storage, and Microsoft SQL Server, as well as a Stoneth device. And these 4 resources are running on 2 nodes. My primary node currently is 253, my secondary is 241. And all the common functions that you're going to use putting in maintenance mode or in standby are all available right here in this main status screen. If we look at the resources, I can expand this group. This group is actually allowing me to make sure that all my resources start up in the right order. Before I can start up SQL Server, I need to have my shared storage and my virtual IP address, both there. Now, there's a couple things that we can do here. I could add a new resource, for example, and let's look at doing a new file system, for example. And if I know how to do that, I can use this primitive resource. These are basically, if you know what you're trying to find in the list, you can pick them out and assign the right values. So I'm just going to click on primitive. And let's say I want to do a file system. I know that I'm going to click on the class OCF, so I'll pick that out of the list. And the provider is Heartbeat. And the type, well, there's a long list to choose from here, so I'll find file system, and you'll see that a bunch of other parameters get populated based on those choices. Well, if you didn't know where to find the file system resource, you'd have a little trouble finding that, so that's why we have wizards. So I'm just going to go back here and click on wizards, and right away you'll see a list of wizards that we can choose. So I'm going to choose the file system from right here. And here's my choice of all the different types of file systems. I'm going to do an NFS file system, so I'm just going to choose file system mount point, and I'm going to put in my various details here. For example, the file system type is NFS. The device is going to be the IP address of the NFS server, so I'll put in 96. And this could actually be the full path to the share on that file server. And then my mount point, I'll just put in /MNT. And that's it. I can click on verify and it'll show me the changes. Of course, I have to give it a name first, so I'll just call it res NFS. I'll click on verify and it'll show me the changes it's going to make to the cluster configuration if I want to do this. So a very simple way to go through all the steps of creating a new resource. I'm going to cancel that because I already have a file system mounted here. Now, let's talk a little bit about what's running in this cluster. So I mentioned that it's Microsoft SQL Server running on SUSE Linux Enterprise Server 12 SP2. This is new. It was just released in middle of January. Microsoft provides RPMs and a channel that you can install these from, both the SQL Server installer itself as well as the SQL Server HA components. Thanks.